All right, so here we are, part 3. So this is what we got done in part 2 of the series. We started building the chassis, and looking at the wonderful instruction booklet here, we did pages 13 through 15. And this is what it got us so far. We are still looking at the instructions. We're moving on to pages 16 and 17 now. And we are still, actually I'll show you right here. We are still working out of bag A. So in your kit, you're gonna get bags that are numbered and lettered. And this is chassis A. So that's the hardware bag we're still working out of. So without further ado, let's get rolling on pages 16 and 17. And before we get started here, I just want to say something that I noticed. I don't know if this is going to pick up on camera very good, but the quality of this hardware is just fantastic. It's almost like it's been polished. So when you're putting the chassis together, it just comes out super, super clean. Everything looks really nice. So not just fit and finish of the parts, but even the hardware selection when they put this kit together, it's just unbelievable. All right, so there we just did page 16. And what that consisted of was adding the servo mounts and the battery tray. Now, I will say the servo mounts, everything up to this point has really been in this box that came in the big box, right? I had to go looking for the servo mounts. They are going to be in the bag labeled parts. So if you're building it and you're like, hey, where's my servo mounts? Parts bag. So still very, very, very organized. It's going together smooth. So now we're gonna move on to page 17, which is gonna be the bumpers. All right, so after doing pages 16 and 17, the next couple pages, we start on page 18. And this starts the transmission. So that's where we're gonna stop for this episode, because for the most part, all the big heavy pieces and the chassis and the rails, all that is complete. So in a short amount of time, I would say maybe 5 minutes of actual working time. Servo mounts are in, battery trays are in, front and rear bumper is on. I said in the last video I was going to try to find a complaint. I'm still working on that, and I'm being very serious about that. I like to find some sort of negative to give back to a company so they can improve on something. Can't do it yet. Nothing but good things. Great quality. The hardware even is fantastic. The packaging is fantastic. And man, I just want to get it together so I can play with the body and really start figuring out what I want to do with it. What color I want to make it, if I want to patina it, or if I just want to make it a really clean, nice body and patina it over time. Because this is going to be an ongoing project. Once it's built and the build series is done, that's when the fun begins, because we're gonna put this thing through its paces and continually give updates on quality and thoughts over the course of X amount of time. Could be 3, 4, 5, 6 months of just constant abuse to this thing, because I'm curious to see if I can break it easily or if it's gonna take some doing. But I am gonna break something. I promise you that. I'm like the king of breaking something. And if I don't break it, all I have to do is hand the controller to John. It's sure to break, right? And if it doesn't, it's indestructible. So join us in the next episode where we dive into the transmission. It's the gearbox and transfer case. So that's gonna be pages 18, 19, 20, 21. 22. Ooh, 23, it goes into the truck. Ooh, that's something to look forward to. Yep, and then we move on to axles and leaf springs. So the next part is the big part. Very excited for that. Man, these directions, it's just so clear. Like usually when you get to transmission things, I get nervous because I am not a transmission person. But looking at these, everything is very clear and very well laid out and labeled very well. And again, with the hardware, it says E, gearbox, transfer case. We already have the hardware and know what hardware we're going to be using. It's everything in this bag. So again, very, very, very simple. So we're going to put this thing to the side and gear up for the next part of this build series. Thanks for watching, everybody.